2 Pillow subscribers. Oh my gosh, am I so sorry. It's been a long time. It has been a long time. Last week was just a crazy week. It was a roller coaster week. Starting off with some really good stuff. In the middle, having some really bad stuff. At the end, having a good thing. So yeah, it was a rough week, and that's why I was unable to post any videos or make any videos or anything like that. But I'll tell you that little story here in a second. I am in wonderful Pensacola, Florida. I've got a load of lumber on my trailer, as you can see behind me. I was up early this morning and took off my tarps, took off a bunch of my straps. I left a few on there. You see, I call it a skeleton crew of straps. They're just gonna hold my stuff down while I journey across the street to my consignee, which is right across the street this way. I'll turn it around. There we go, right across the street. And there are a lot of bugs around here. They are flying all over me. But anyways, and I don't doubt it, I probably smell. I ended up waking up pretty early this morning and unstrapping and untarping. So that's kind of been my new thing. Usually, and when I was taught with my trainer, and what I got accustomed to doing for quite a while is when I get to the consignee at night, or the night before, just go ahead and start unstrapping, taking off a lot of bungee, stuff like that. What I've began to do semi-recently is actually just when I get to a consignee, go ahead and get ready for bed, do a little dude wipes bath or whatever the case is, and go ahead and start getting ready for sleep. Watch a little TV. God, these bugs. And look at that, all over me. Goodness gracious. I'm like that little stinky guy from Charlie Brown. I forgot his name, but anyways, I'm trying to move my phone. There we go. And so, especially like if on the way to the consignee you take a shower, and then you park up at night, you know, you don't want to get out and start getting all sweaty again. So what I've been doing is going to sleep pretty early, waking up really early. Today my consignee opens up at 7. Goodness gracious, I might have to go in my truck. These bugs are a little too much. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry. I wanted to be out here in the nice natural environment here, but these bugs are a little much. So let's go back in my truck. Okay, so you know, you're all showered and you're tired from driving. You know, last thing you want to do is get out and start taking off some straps and getting all sweaty again before bed. So well, I am all over the place. There we go. Last night I was not showered, but I went ahead and just went to bed real early and woke up in the morning before sunrise and started unbungeeing and unstrapping, making sure I leave a few bungees on my tarps, but then and then took off my straps. But one of the receiver guys came by and said, "Hey, you can go ahead and untarp out here, and we'll get you loaded once get you unloaded once we're done loading our truck." So there was an owner operator here from another company, and so he's in there now getting unloaded because he was here before I was. So I'm waiting for him. But anywho, so yeah, my new thing is just going to bed when I get parked, and then waking up early in the morning and starting to do the unbungeeing and all that. And I always check the weather too. I checked the weather. I saw that this morning there was only going to be like a 20% chance of rain, so I went ahead and just took my chances to strap or unstrap and unbungee today. If it was like 80% chance of rain this morning, or 90% chance, 70% chance, I might have unstrapped and unbungeed last night, leaving a few bungees on there to make sure the tarp does stay down. But anyways, let me tell you guys about last week. Last week was, again, like I said, a roller coaster of a week. it started off with that. Oh yeah, it started off with that John Deere load. God, I can't believe that was just last week. Feels like forever ago. There was a wonderful consignee that I dropped it off at. I ended up parking 30 miles, less than 30 miles away from the consignee. Got there at 7 a.m. and they were Johnny on the spot. Once I got there, they were ready to unload me. Once I got unchained and unstrapped, I was getting unloaded. That is what a great consignee is, man. Once you're getting unstrapped and unloaded, or unstrapped and unchained and unsecured, they are unloading you. It is fantastic. Well, I did not have that. And they were really fast with unloading. I did not have that all week, and that's where I'll get to. But from there, I went to Fulton, Mississippi. I'm looking down at my phone, my history here, and went to Dudley, Missouri, which was great load, decent paying load, and it was a load of lumber. It had 142 mile bounce, which is great for miles per gallon, and it had a 265 mile loaded miles on the dispatch. I don't remember the actual, but this is what it was on dispatch, so it's roughly this. And it was great. I got to the shipper relatively early because I got unloaded so early over there at the John Deere place, and got loaded pretty quickly with the lumber and made it over to my consignee, no problem. I mean, I actually had time to stop at a restaurant that I've been seeing on the advertisements for on the 55 called Lambert's Cafe. It's a really neat place, kind of a touristy place. They have lots of billboards up, but they got nice hot steaming rolls that they roll around on a cart, and they yell out, "Who wants a roll?" And if you raise your hand, they'll grab one and throw it at you, or throw it to you. Really, really cool. Very good. They got butter and honey on the tables. It's excellent. Also, when you order your food, no matter what you get, there's other servers walking around with bowls of food, and they ask if you want to try any of it. And I thought that was pretty neat. Food was decent. I would go back again. I would try something different than what I had. I had like a barbecue sandwich, and the barbecue sauce was, but it was good. It wasn't great, it wasn't terrible, but it was good. So ended up making it to Fulton, Dudley, Missouri after that. No problems. Got early in the morning, woke up, started unbunging, unstrapping, waited until I was told to untarp, and untarped. So that was that one. Then here's the issue. From there, I bounced to Kentucky, picked up some wire mesh. Huge mountain of wired mesh. It was really tall. It was lots of bundles. I would say like 21 thick kind of thick bundles, and it was actually probably more than 21 bundles. It probably was like 30 bundles, and they were really long. They've used up my entire trailer lengthwise. Widthwise, same thing, used up my entire trailer. These things were massive. At the shipper, they had this huge crane that they were able to pick up about 10 of these bundles at a time and put them on my trailer. So getting loaded was not all that bad. So from Hickman, Kentucky, I went to Memphis, Tennessee. Bounce miles for this trip was 158 miles, which again, I don't mind it. It's good gas mileage. And loaded miles was 140 miles, which was fantastic because I ended up getting to this consignee around 4:30 p.m. Was able to take my time. They stopped unloading around 3 p.m. So I took my time. I forgot what I did. I know I stopped for a shower. Or no, I did not stop for a shower that trip. I know I stopped and ate again somewhere and relaxed because I knew I was going to make it by the ending of their unloading time. And, alright, well, this other truck is coming out. So I'm going to stop the recording. And I'm going to continue on after I'm done getting, or as I'm getting loaded maybe. Or unloaded. Alright, stop recording. Well, his voice is not working. Let me try this. All right, well, now I'm getting unloaded, so let me continue on with the story here. So, the place that I picked up this wire mesh was incredible. They had this crane. Oh, let me turn my cautions off. They had this crane that would pick up about 10 of these things at a time and make it so easy. All right, so got over to Memphis, Tennessee at 4:30, which was later than their 3 p.m. cutoff time for unloading. So when I got there, though, they came and greeted me right away, said, you know, we can't unload you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know you guys can't unload me, no big deal. I was actually just coming by to see if I can park here. They're like, yeah, you can park in our parking lot when everybody leaves later on. So they didn't leave until around 6. I went ahead and caught an Uber to a Pilot nearby, took a shower, all that kind of stuff. Caught an Uber from there to go get some Dairy Queen, and then got back to the truck that night. So slept there. Back to that night, they did tell me that they weren't going to be able to start unloading me until around 8:30, and it was going to take a couple hours to get unloaded. And I was like, all right, not a big deal. That puts me at 10:30 leaving here, roughly, and then I would be able to get a load. And then 10 hours of drive, or 11 hours of driving, probably, stuff like that. Then I would be able to, you know, go to bed later on that day, or later on the following day at, 8:30, 9:30 p.m. No big deal. So I was like, all right, not a big deal. Tomorrow, the following day rolls around. 8:30 rolls around. They still haven't started unloading me. Right around 9 o'clock, they said, okay, you can back up into the unloading zone. I'm like, okay. 9:30, they start unloading me. They took so long. Took 6 hours. 6 hours to unload me. That did include a lunch break. They had to use two forklifts. One forklift with a cage on it to lift a driver up on top of the load, and the other forklift had like an H-shaped frame with chains on it, where the guy that got on top of the load would have to hook the chains onto the four corners of these huge mesh metal steel mesh things. So they had to do one bundle at a time, 30 bundles, one at a time. And man, I tell you, this was the worst. I didn't end up leaving there. Oh, okay, so while I was there, I got pre-planned for a load. Forgot the load exactly, where it was going. It was a kind of a long drive. It would have been still, and the pickup was like 11 a.m. And so I called my fleet manager and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make this this pickup time. I'm barely starting to get unloaded now, and they said it's going to take a couple of hours. At that time, I still thought it was going to be a couple hours. So they ended up taking that load away. Right around 2 p.m., I ended up getting another load, a load that I really, really liked. It was a shingle load, 20-mile bounce, and only going from Memphis, Tennessee to Nashville, Tennessee, which I'm just going to throw out a mileage here. I don't exactly know. I'm going to say 200 miles. So it would have been great because I knew I was going to be leaving in the afternoon from this place, and I would be able to go pick up by 6 p.m., which was on the dispatch, pick up shingles by 6 p.m., and then I would be able to make it to Jacksonville, or Nashville, Tennessee at a decent hour, probably around 9 p.m., do a 10-hour break, and be ready to go around 7 a.m. At the consignee. So I was excited for that load. I was like, okay, that will make up for this unbelievably long 6-hour unload time. Well, unfortunately, just about an hour after getting that shingle load that I was excited for, it got taken away. Called my fleet manager and said, why, what's going on? Why did this get taken away? And I need to realize I'm not the only one getting empty still. I'm not the only one in Memphis, getting empty. So somebody else in the Memphis area ended up getting that load, which really bummed me out. So finally around 3:15, I got unloaded. I ended up getting a load. It was, and I have the notes here, if I could get my phone started again, it was going from Blytheville, Arkansas to Dallas, Texas. 69-mile bounce, 497-mile loaded miles. So this load I was not happy with. I was not happy with for this reason. I started my day time clock at 3:15, no, about 4:30 in the afternoon. So 11 hours of driving puts me at roughly 3:30 in the morning. And I ended up doing that. I ended up driving to Blytheville, Arkansas, getting loaded, and then busting my butt until 3:30 in the morning, finding a pilot about 50 miles away from my consignee outside of Dallas, and ended up parking and starting my 10-hour break at 3:30 in the morning, which was good because there was parking. People were leaving, drivers were leaving, so I was able to find a good parking spot. However, I had to idle my truck all day long because I was out in the hot sun, and I had to sleep. I had to get some sleep. It was a long day. I was up nearly 24 hours that day. So yeah, I was up for about 22 hours. And so ended up sleeping, ended up leaving Dallas, or ended up leaving there around 1:30 in the afternoon, and to go get unloaded. So back at that Memphis place, that was by far the longest I've ever been at a consignee or a shipper. I was there for close to 24 hours, from 4:30 in the afternoon when the day I got there till 3:15, till 4:30 I ended up leaving there roughly. So yeah, I mean, I was there for just about 24 hours. But 6 hours of that was their fault because they took that long to get unloaded. But anyways, so then from Dallas, Texas, I ended up bouncing to a steel plant in Midlothian, Texas, and that was going to Roanoke, Louisiana. Now, while I was over there, I ran into I came across a TMC driver that was soon to be an owner operator. So I told, so when I get over to Midlothian, I know about this place. I hear they take a long time. So I was so excited to only see 2 trucks in front of me when I pulled up. So I was stoked. I was so excited. But, you know what? I think I'm going to get handed some paperwork here. Bear with me 1 second. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, got some paperwork. And so, sorry, I'm all over the place with this story. I'm all over the place. Sorry if you guys are having a hard time keeping up with this story. But, so, only 2 trucks in line in front of me. So I was all stoked. I was like, okay, great. It's 5:30 in the afternoon now. I've got a long drive. I can get going and get as close as I can to this consignee in Roanoke and go from there and start and hopefully get a weekend load. Well, unfortunately, this place in Midlothian took their time as well. I got there at like 5:30 in the afternoon and did not start getting loaded until 9 p.m. And while we were waiting, I was talking to this TMC driver, and he was like, you know what? You're going to have a very difficult time tomorrow finding a load after getting unloaded and having to do a 7-hour break, because I did a 3-hour break at this Midlothian place. So I was planning on just driving out in the middle of the night, getting to Roanoke where my consignee is, and doing a 7-hour break at my consignee in Roanoke. But thanks to this driver, he was like, you know what, you've already been here for nearly 4 hours. By the time you get loaded, you're going to be here 6 hours. Why not just do your 10-hour break here? After you're done getting unloaded, do the rest of the remaining 4 hours of break, 5 hours of break, and then go ahead and start your journey to Roanoke. So by the time you get there, you still have 6 hours left on your clock, or 5 hours left on your clock, and only 2 hours to drive home. That'll give you time to go get a load and get home. So I was like, you know what? That's a damn good idea. And I'm glad I took him up on his offer. So ended up leaving there around 3:30 in the morning again, and getting to the consignee around 9:30 in the morning. Got unloaded, had about 5 hours left on my clock, and this is where the great week started off. Bad week in the middle, and it ended great. Got a call from my fleet manager, and my fleet manager said, hey Paul, it's the weekend, it's a holiday weekend, go ahead and head home empty. So I got home at like 3:30 in the afternoon on Friday. It was fantastic. Got home on Friday, spent Friday, Saturday, Sunday with my godson, and then I had a little bit of a dilemma Monday morning, which I will continue on once I get out of their lot here, because I am completely empty. So I will continue on shortly. Back in the lot that I was at when I started this video. Let me turn my cautions off. Don't need that in the background. But anyways, okay. So, yeah, the week started off great. The middle of the week was terrible. I was so mad and so upset at how long this place took. I was so upset that I ended up not getting that shingle load that would have been perfect and would have set me up to get my timing back in the week, getting unloaded early in the morning, getting another load mid-morning, and then it would have just been a very nice load. It would have got me back on track. And I beat myself up. I beat myself up over this. And, you know, and I always preach to other drivers that I talk to when they have a rough time, you know, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let that ruin your day. Think about the positives. You know, just think positive, you know, shake it off. Don't let it ruin your day. Well, unfortunately, I let this stuff ruin my day, ruin my next couple of days. I was just not myself. And thanks to this soon-to-be owner-operator from the TMC, you know, his advice about taking my 10-hour in Midlothian and getting over to pretty much just changing my plan, changing the plan that I had. It corrected my timing, and it made everything work out. And then I got home empty at 3:30 in the afternoon on Friday, and that was fantastic. So you know, out here things are not always going to go as planned. Try not to beat yourself up over it. Try, as hard as it is, and a lot easier said than done, try not to let it ruin your day. Think positive, and more than likely everything will work out. So try to keep that in mind. So got home 3:30, like I said, on Friday. Got to spend a nice weekend with my godson. So the issue that happened on Monday. So Friday, when I got that phone call from my fleet manager saying, hey, go ahead and head home empty, enjoy your weekend. Monday morning, we'll get you a night dispatch, we'll get you a load in the morning. Monday morning. So Monday, 6 a.m. I woke up. Got my godson home around 6:30, 6:45. I got back home around 7 a.m. Had my phone on, had my phone turned on loud, was ready to get a load. So 7 a.m. rolls around, 8 a.m. rolls around, 9 a.m. rolls around, 10 a.m. rolls around. I'm like, okay, something is up. I am not getting a load. Thankfully, I did not go to my truck and wait. I waited at home. So whenever I got a load, I would just have to drive about 15 minutes to my truck, get everything out of my personal vehicle into my truck, and, you know, then be able to do my pre-trip inspection and get on my way. But anywho, 10:30 rolls around. I was like, you know what? Something is up. I need to call TMC. Called over TMC. They were like, oh yeah, we did not have you available for a load. We had your truck is out of service. I was like, what? So I was like, no, everything's fine. Everything's good to go. They're like, okay, we're sorry about that. So 11:30, I finally got a load. Finally got a load going from a Home Depot distribution center in Hammond, Louisiana, going down to Panama City, Florida. So got there Monday night around 9:30 p.m. Got a load from Hosford, Florida, going back to Home Depot on Tuesday, the Home Depot distribution center in Hammond, Louisiana. So I went right back there. So I was there on Monday afternoon, then there again on Tuesday night. Then from there, from Hammond, Louisiana, I ended up bouncing to near Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and then got some load of lumber, which you just saw, and now here in Pensacola. So, hey, don't beat yourself up. Everything's going to work out. Things are not going to go as planned. Just try to look on the bright side. Figure a way out of the hole that you might be in and dig yourself out. You're going to be fine. So this week was a interesting week. You know, it's a short week because of the holiday. Instead of starting out on Sunday, I started out on Monday. So my revenue's not very good to the truck. But I do have 3 loads under my belt, and I'm waiting on my 4th load now. So today is Thursday. I want to get loaded, and I want to get parked up at a consignee tonight, so that way tomorrow morning I can just get loaded and head home for another weekend, which will be great because I forgot my pillows at home. So I am using my TMC hoodie as a pillow, and my seat cushion that I use to drive on, my booster seat, has a pillow as well. So anyways, that's what's going on with my week last week, and that's what's going on with my week this week. Let me tell you guys, I'm looking at my phone here for my notes, a couple of cool things also that are going on. First of all, I am over 400 subscribers. Blows me away. Thank you guys all so very much. I want to send a big thank you to all of you individually. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are super cool. I love the comments. I love the questions I've been getting on my emails. Thank you guys all so very much. When I do hit, I did mention this before, when I do hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to do something very unique. I'm going to do something on video that I don't think has been done before, and it's going to be kind of crazy, and it's going to be kind of funny, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But that's when I hit 500 subscribers, so we'll have to wait on that. Also, today I believe is the 8th, so only 2 more days to put in your guesses for how many miles I drove in the month of June on my contest video. So please make sure you guys take a guess, and good luck on whoever wins that. Another really cool thing that's going on. I found out last week that my video for those skidded coils that I had, where I used up all of my winches, all of my edge protectors, all of my chains, all of my chain binders, that video is being shown at the Columbia headquarters by TMC's load securement instructor, and they're showing that video in the class. And I am blown away, so flabbergasted, so flattered that that's being used. It probably wasn't the perfect load securement, but it actually was pretty darn close to being a perfect load securement. But it just shows, not taking any shortcuts. I mean, I did everything possible to secure that load. Was A-chained on the front, skidded coil. I used an X-chain on the second one, and I believe I had three X-chains on the very back. Some say that I could have used an A-chain on the back too. And then in the middle skidded coils, I used straps as X's and straps going over the top. So it was an exciting, very difficult load securement, and I am so blown away that it's being used as a load securement instructional video as from one of the TMC load securement instructors out in Columbia, South Carolina. Super cool. So other than that, you guys, that is about it. This was a long video. I'm trying to make up for all the time that I missed. Sorry for my long rambling story. It was kind of me venting and kind of me just wanting to get it off my chest out to you guys. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a good day. Smile. You have a great one. Bye, you guys.